Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle. Oh my goodness. This might be one of like my biggest interviews like before Eurovision. I don't know. I don't know. I might be hyping this up a little bit too much, but I love when people come to my channel so then I'm not alone and I don't have to like sit here and just talk to like the black dot, attached to my computer. But I am so excited because I am going to be joined by Greece's representative for Eurovision 2022. Oh my goodness. Okay, can I just call you Amanda?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. I mean, I feel like sometimes like I'll just call someone Amanda or like call them by their first name and it's kind of like you don't know me like that. You need to call me by my full
No,
name.
I will never, no, you can call me whatever you want. Amanda's fine.
Well, I have to say I don't know if it was just because like in prep of this article, but article video, I like woke up super early today. And then, of course, it was like sitting in the dark in my bed, like, okay, I really would like to go back to sleep. And then I'm just hearing, but if we die, I'm like, okay, I've got an interview in a couple of hours. All right, but what song is currently stuck in your head right now?
Ooh, uh, you know, one song from this year's Eurovision that really stuck in my head. It's "Where Are You Now?" That I'm in, yeah. And that just goes around and around, and then it's like, "Where are you now?" Yeah,
No, I mean honestly, like it's funny because that song came out so early, and one of the things I was worried about because I was like, oh, I really like this. I'm like, but will I still be thinking about it come April, come May? And here we are, April and May, and it's like one of my favorite songs on a loop. And my daughter, so I have a daughter who's turning 2. And so she's very small, not really talking a lot, but she tries to sing along with the "Where Are You Now?" like in the car, and also will like spin. Like that was probably the first time I've ever seen her like looking at something and trying to mimic the dance.
oh,
Like so the song has staying power.
yeah,
That's
like,
basically what I'm saying. When they announced you as the representative for Greece, I like went back to try and listen to like all of the songs that you had done, and I'm not gonna lie, I started getting a little bit hyped because I'm like, okay, if the song is anything like the rest of these, I'm gonna like it. And I definitely think you stayed true to yourself as an artist. And I think sometimes people are curious, just like what your sort of musical influences are. But I would even twist it and say like if you had like a musical spirit animal, like a performer that you would say is like your inspo when you go and create.
yeah. It's an interesting question because the thing is, I don't really listen that much to music. Like, I don't like to listen to music when I do stuff or when I read or when whatever. I like to sometimes sit down and just listen and kind of just take it in. But I'm not like, I just got like Spotify Premium and I'm like 10 years after everyone else. So, but I have some people that inspires me and that I like. For example, Aurora, she's Norwegian,
Okay.
and Christine and the Queens, which is, I'm not sure. And like Whitney Houston, I've always been a big fan of. And I think in general, just like great voices with good lyrics have like really, yeah. I just always been very fan of like lyrics that just kind of go straight to your heart.
It's
Yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned Whitney Houston because I know when the song first came out, Die Together, some people are like, oh, it's kind of risky having this a cappella intro to a song. And the first thing that I thought of was Whitney Houston's remake of I Will Always Love You. And the opening to that song is all a cappella, and particular for that to come out when radio was still a thing, like that was totally unheard of to be like an a cappella intro to like a pop song that we're gonna play, on the
Yeah,
radio.
I think when we made it as well, I was because we made it in the studio. We did it like with the vocal or like the a cappella thing from the beginning, and then I was like, Björn, I don't know if I want like this is scary. I haven't done this before, you know, because it is like it is a bit different, and I was scared that people were just gonna, yeah, not like it. But I really like the silence. I think that's like the biggest. For me, at least, is like the biggest moment in the song.
No,
So
I completely agree. I think it kind of sets the atmosphere, and I think at Eurovision there can be so much going on, and I talk about songs being like inviting, and I think it's something about the intro of that song that like pulls people in, and then like now I'm getting like really like maybe poetic, but I'm not trying to be poetic, but like the song sort of blossoms, like thinking of a song in the way that it's like you're watching sort of a flower bloom, and like what is that moment when the flower sort of blooms on stage. um Not trying to be poetic, I promise. But when you aren't making music, what do you like to do for fun? And I will say, I found out about the whole, like, your medical school. My mom is a doctor,
she,
actually.
what kind of doctor?
She is a geriatrician, so she
Oh,
specializes in medicine for seniors.
that is very difficult.
Yeah, but I think she likes it. It's always kind of what she knew she wanted to do. And you know, when you're in training for school, it's like you kind of have to try everything. And she was like, well, I didn't want kids because they cry when they go to the doctor. So I wanted to like have people who knew they needed help, so to speak.
Yeah,
And we're like, thank you, you know. But my mom, I mean, it's a lot. And I mean, doing music is a lot. So you got to have an outlet. What do you do for fun?
I like to play football or soccer. Yeah, and been doing that since I was 5, and now I'm playing at this medical football team, and it's very just for fun, and we lose a lot, but it's like the best team to lose with because everyone is just happy. Um, and I like to sleep. Like I'm a big napper. If I have time, I would just love to take a nap. And I don't know, when I'm in Norway, I like to go for like hiking in the mountains. Just we
Okay.
have a lot of beautiful mountains here. And I've been doing a lot of it's like climbing, but
Okay.
it's inside and without ropes. So it's like bouldering kind of. And that's very fun.
Okay. Well, so you're really athletic. You're getting out there. I will say I've been to Greece before. And when I went to Greece, and I went through this whole phase where I was like really obsessed with like Greek mythology, and reading. My minor in college was English arts,
Mhm.
so I do enjoy reading quite a bit. And the thing that was so bizarre to me is like you pull up to Greece, and you see all these mountains, and it's so bizarre because I'm like, oh yeah, like I've read all of this literature, like duh, Alesia, there are mountains, but to see it, you know, sort of before my eyes. Could you? I just find Greece to be like really magical, and I loved it. What is Greece like for you?
It's as you say, first of all, just very beautiful. And it's so rich in its culture and in its history, you know. It's just, yeah, you can read, it's so much you can learn, you know, about Greece, and it's so interesting. And I also grew up with a lot of like Greek mythology that my dad read to me every night, and I think it's so interesting. And like all the buildings like Acropolis and the Olympic Stadium and everything. Yeah, and then it's just like the people that are warm and amazing, and the food, which is great. Yeah.
I have been following you on social media. I'm like, where is the producer? Is the producer around you? Because I was gonna try and give him some shine.
Yes, it's
Okay.
the Björn. Give him some time. He would love to do an interview, you know. He's not here, but he lives in Oslo.
Okay.
But you should definitely just DM him. Björn Helge
Okay.
is he's great.
I'm gonna hit you up, okay?
Yeah, and
Look out
also
for
like,
the message.
yeah, and we've been working a lot together. So now we reached the phase where we are very honest to each other. And so I guess if you would do an interview, he'd probably have a lot of secrets to say about me that no one else knows.
I love that. Okay, we'd be getting the inside scoop. Okay, I'm down for that. Where were you when you found out you'd be representing Greece? Like I'm assuming they gave you like a call, like you found out before, because there was this process, even though it
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily like a national selection or anything like that. We sort of knew who was in the running and potential options. So yeah.
It was, where was I? I was in Norway because it was exam. It was 2 days before my exam, and I was in my living room or whatever, and I didn't see it coming, to be honest. So I was very shocked. But yeah, I remember just suddenly being like on live Greek television, and it was like, "You are the one. You are the chosen." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is huge and crazy."
Well,
Yeah.
I'm really excited that they picked you. Again, like I said, I like instantly was in the back catalog to try and watch all like the performances that I could see and everything, and I was just like, okay, if it's just anything like this, I will be happy. Not to mention the fact that I'm just gonna say here on the low, like, y'all, Greece is beautiful. Don't you want to go next year? Okay, that's my plug. But I have to big you up on the naps. I will say I was one of those people that I never understood nap taking, and I grew up with like a schedule. I had a lot of things to do, and I just never understood nap taking. And then I had a child. And I was like, naps are the most beautiful, precious gift that are just sometimes given to you in your
They
schedule.
are.
Like, it's like, oh, you know what? It has come over me. I'm going to lay down. So I hope that you are taking a lot of naps in preparation. But what other things are you doing in preparation for going to Turin? And it feels crazy to ask this because, like, it's a week away. It's a week away.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's insane. The time is running so fast. But what are we? Yeah, we're practicing the stage show. Yeah, in every detail, over and over again. And I'm practicing my voice so it doesn't get super tired. So I'm doing all these vocal lessons and stuff, and just trying to stay healthy. I guess I just don't want to get the flu right now. And yeah, so we're just yeah, rehearsing.
I will be going to Turin in my full hazmat suit, and I have no shame. I'm going to be the weirdo at the airport with the gloves and the full. I'm not kidding. I bought like the full, like over your head suit.
It's good to be safe about that thing, you know.
Well, this is the question that I ask everybody.
Mm.
Um, so I would say it's my signature question, and I think for some artists at Eurovision, this is like a really notable question because I think some people really have a tailored style, and I think you are one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there a song from Eurovision 2022 that you would want to put the Amanda Spin remix flip on?
Well, that's an interesting question because not what's your favorite song. Like it could be two different things.
Completely.
Mm, maybe it would be. Maybe it would be Cyprus, so I could do like a Greek singing. Like that would be nice, I think, because as I said, Greek is a very beautiful language to sing in. So yeah.
I agree, and I would definitely be down for that. Maybe it could happen.
Mm.
But before we sign off, when you think of the staging, because obviously, press, we won't be seeing the first rehearsal, and folks won't be hopping in to really get an idea of it until, the second round. When you think of how you want to bring your song to life on the stage, what do you feel like is the most important aspect to you?
On stage, I think it's just being myself and not like doing something that I feel like this is not me, because I think then people are gonna notice that. I think people will like it's better if it's like authentic. Is that the right word? Yeah. And I think just letting the song and the silence in the song kind of speak for itself. Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. I am so excited for you. Thank you for talking with me today, and best of luck on the stage.
Thank you. It was so nice to speak to you.